So I'm from the consumer trends sector, so we look at consumers all the time. And one of the most disruptive things that we've seen happen in the consumer landscape is that consumers are now getting more active, and they are getting more involved in the whole production process. So the entire boundary between who's the producer and who's the consumer, that is getting blurrier, and people are more empowered right now to take part and be involved in all this process. And to relate it back to real estate, it means now the consumers have more power, they have more information, they're more savvy in their decision making, and so brands and providers should look at that. So one of the main consequences is, of course, now as the consumers take part in the production process, so you can see places like or services like Airbnb, whereby the consumers now can be the provider for the house renting and all this room renting and everything. And so businesses should be looking at that and figuring out how they can actually involve the consumers more in this entire process, because otherwise the consumers know what they want and their expectations are accelerating. And so they know best as to what to provide to other consumers. And if businesses keep ignoring that, then they will find themselves in a very bad place. Businesses should be looking at the latest innovations that are coming out, should be looking at what the consumers are expecting next. And so when businesses understand that, then they can roll out their next initiatives, their next innovations that can meet these expectations. So the key actions would definitely be to keep an eye out and be always very curious, looking at what is happening out in the market, and then analyzing what it means for the business's own consumers and their own line of business, and to always keep an eye out for innovations even outside of their own industry. So if you're a real estate manager, if you're working in this sector, don't just look at innovations in the real estate sector, but look at what other people outside are doing, because all these expectations can be transferable, and you can be the best in your class by learning from other people in the other industries. MIPIM Asia is definitely a very interesting event in that it is bringing together professionals from all around Asia and from different segments in the real estate industry as well. And the sessions that are being tailored for this event, they come from different spectrums. So you don't just have the investments part, but you also have the retail part, you have the consumer part. And so it gives professionals a very holistic view and a very comprehensive view on what is happening in the industry and what they need to do to stay ahead in the competition.